camera's so high I can see my roots. New setup. So right now I'm just going to be getting a few orders ready. I have this wreath that I made last year that didn't sell, so I'm going to zhuzh it up. And then the same customer also ordered this huge boat ribbon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to steam it, and then I'm going to stuff the loops so that it's ready to go for shipping, okay? So I don't know. Hey, Dawn. I don't know if you're using a steamer, whether it's for your bows or for your florals, but it's such a great little tool. And I mean, they're only about, I think they're about like $25, but they work wonderfully. So what I can do now, I never read directions, but I did put in this like device thing, so now I can turn my camera down. Maggie, the OG of the group, welcome to the membership. Thank you so much. That made my morning. I was so happy when I saw your name pop up. So we're gonna be steaming. I don't know if you were there when we made this bow, but it's sold, and it's sold for $42. So that should tell you that you should go get some more of this. I know I just ordered some more. So right now there's just one loop that, like, because for anybody that was watching, I had twisted things one way, and then Tanisha jumped in and told me how to do it properly. So because of that, I just had one loop that just isn't as crisp as it should be. So I'm just gonna go through and steam. So I'm gonna put the camera down. Let's see. I'm fancy like that now. Okay. So yeah, so this, usually when I make a nice big bow, I go and stuff it right away. I did not do that here. So now I'm just gonna take the extra time to just steam it, because you can see a few places where it's just not as crisp as it should be. So yeah, bows are selling. Oh, did you order it? Okay, yeah. So I got this at Craft Outlet, and I know initially I had said, like, I would steer clear of just picking the blue or the red. Then I was like, after, again, this sold for a good profit, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna actually just get both. And if I offer both, then, I mean, I don't care either way what color people get or whatever affiliation they have. Just looking to sell some bows. So yeah, I did Craft Outlet this morning, and I was like, I'm just gonna get in and out, but I left a whole slew of things in my cart, which then just led me down a rabbit hole. So I ended up with like $100 order, which isn't awful, but I was planning on spending like 40. They have these really pretty D. Stevens, like Dupont-y, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but ribbons, and they're like double-sided, and I was so tempted. They were like $22 for 10 yards, but I was like, I gotta stop. I gotta use some of what I have. I did a whole video, like, I was trying to get ready for the membership, so I wanted to make sure that there were some videos in, and I did a whole one on, like, not going crazy with ribbon, and, like, it might be the most hypocritical thing. I mean, I admitted that I do it, but it's just hard. It's hard not to get carried away. So how is everyone's day going? Talk to me. So now that this is steamed, I am going to, I always like to add a zip tie, just because there is, or did I already? I might have already. No. Okay. Since this is such a big bow and there's going to be so much pressure from this ribbon to have it open up, I'm going to just do a zip tie on top of my floral wire. And I'm just going to make sure it's laid right on top so that you're not going to see it. Oops. I also did a Pioneer order because I'm filling kits and I needed more of that variegated ficus. But then again, I went and bought things I shouldn't have. Can't help it. I'm going to try out some new, like, filler flowers. So I'm just putting this right underneath. And I don't want the zip tie head to be anywhere that someone's gonna like poke it, so I'm gonna clip it. And then I'm gonna add just like a little dot of glue, just so there's no sharp edge. Hey, Vanessa. Oh my gosh, you got the 4-inch Dupani. You have no idea to do with it. I don't know either. If it were me, and I'm saying that like I use it because I don't, because I'm afraid of it. I think I'd put it as like the bottom layer. But there is this really awesome designer. His name's Jonathan, and I don't know what his last name is. He owns like a really awesome store, I think somewhere down south. I feel like he like almost solely works with 4-inch ribbon. So I would check him out. And then also TMI Gifts has a woman, I think her name is Lori, and I know she was doing tutorials with the 4-inch ribbon. But did you see the D. Stevens that was only 5 yards and like almost $30? I was so tempted, but I'm like, I just don't know that every consumer is gonna know like the value of that. That was a hard one to resist. Yeah, a good blue and white ribbon. I like, where is it? This is from Craft Outlet. I mean, I've been getting quite a bunch. Honestly, most of my orders have been with like which I've been saying it wrong this whole time. It's cinoiserie, I think. But this is really popular. This was Craft Outlet. And I haven't used this one yet, but I do think it's going to do well. I think it's going to photograph well. So those are my recommendations. And then the ones I've been getting from Amazon, people love them. I know like Amazon always sending the same ribbon, which didn't work for me. So one of them had like really weird patterns on it that I can't use. So that's going back. But yeah, I mean, like I'm doing an order today with, supposed to have like 2 of these for a topiary, a set of topiaries, and it's actually very nice. So I have that in my Amazon shop. I always get like, not skeeved out, but like suspicious when things don't come on dowels. It just does not look, it doesn't look great, but it works really well. Yeah, what is it? Chinoiserie. I don't know. Of course, my daughter's the one to correct me, which is just so annoying. Kids are so much smarter, or at least my kid's so much smarter than I was at that age. And I should be happy, but it's annoying when they correct you. Vanessa, what color did you get? I'm trying to think. The one I wanted to get was like a light green and cream, I think. And I think it had florals on it. It was so pretty. D. Stevens is just like the best. So what I'm doing right now is, even though this customer bought this bow and the wreath, I'm going to ship them separate. She purchased them separate, so I don't feel like I need to put it on. I think it'd be very hard to attach this and then ship it nicely. And so I'm going to put this chenille stem on, and I'm purposely covering up that zip tie head so nobody like pricks their hand. And then in addition, I send a couple floral picks. Like I'll send 2. And what I'll do is have another chenille stem. And I cut the tips off because they're pointy. You catch a theme that I like have major worries about everything. Tell me you have an anxiety disorder without saying you have an anxiety disorder. So yeah, I like to ship these separate at the bottom of the box, and I just cut the sharp tips off, the pointy tips, because they're not going to need them. And then I just put a chenille stem around it just so that they can see it. And I'll add in the note that they can either use this or, you know, tie this to the pick. Oh, the wicker basket. Oh, that huge one in the back. Okay, that is from Target, and it's perfect because it has all my 18-inch grapevines in it. You know, it's so hard to like store those in a neat way. I'll see if I can find the exact one, but I got all of my baskets at Target. I did pin some on Amazon, but they're not the exact. Like usually I'll make a note. I hope this noise isn't going to be like awful for you guys, 'cause there's a lot of loops to stuff. But yeah, that is absolutely the best way I found to store those 18-inch grapevines. Yeah, same. They're just messy. I mean, so you like every time you move them through your house, like there's like a trail. So I like to just get like a case from Michael's Pro and just throw them right in. And Michael's Pro changed. They were doing sets of 15, which I loved, and now they're doing 12. So the price went up, I think, like 25 cents a wreath, so it's $3.74. Oh, you like this? Is this like the ASMR? ASMR? Okay, as long as the noise isn't too bad. There's somebody on TikTok who like runs like beauty brushes over like the mic of her phone, and I always get stuck listening to it. I'm like, what is wrong with me? That's why I stay off of TikTok. It gives me like super ADHD. Like there's just way too many things going on, and they're all so random. It's like you don't necessarily want to watch, but you also can't look away. So for this stuff, what do you think about the angle? I mean, I know it's probably not like, I mean, it's kind of messy looking, but I did like a wreath tutorial where I actually just like had it directly over it. And I feel like it worked out really well because you could actually see every step. Vanessa got the D. Stevens with pink, green, and yellow. Oh, and an orange background. Awesome. I love pink and orange. It's kind of an unexpected combo, but it works so well. Maggie, for Christmas, I'm just going to send you a whole recording of this noise. Instead of like sleeping with a fan at night, you can just play it over and over again. Your tissue paper recording. All right, you guys do like the camera angle. That's awesome. I'll take a picture later of the contraption because I refuse to read directions. Like I was trying to, and then I realized it wasn't even in the right language, but it didn't matter because I'm only looking at the pictures, and then in the end I just give up and I just do whatever I think is right, and this time it worked out. It drives my husband insane, but unless you're gonna help, I'll be doing it the way I want to do it. So yeah, this listing was only up for maybe a week. So if you're on Etsy, I use tags like election year, patriotic, voting, extra large bow. I mean, I feel like there was something there that had this picked up so quickly. And I'm guessing there's not like a ton of this out there yet. Could be totally wrong. I didn't search, but for someone to find it that quickly, I think is an indicator. And you know, the ribbon was maybe like $7. And I got, you know, again, like $42 for it because it was time consuming. I probably owe Tanisha a cut because she helped me and somebody else helped me too. I was on the struggle bus. I made this entire bow incorrectly, and then I had to take the whole thing apart and redo it. it was something. This reminds me of like my grandma in curlers. I like packing things this way because I feel like that way your customer gets exactly what it looks like in the picture. And then also when they're done with this, they can then restuff it, at least some of it if they want, so it keeps its shape. So I'm gonna spray this with the UV spray before I ship it out. Actually, I'm gonna go do that right now. I would never recommend spraying UV spray in your house, but I'll be honest, I spray it on the unfinished part of my basement during winter months. It's cold outside. Let me just go do that real quick. Oh, you sold, okay, Maggie used to sell door signs and sold a bunch with the words "Just Vote." Are you gonna try that again? Because this would be the year. Like for these bows, I'm thinking even if you were like a school or people vote, it like maybe is a fun thing. I don't know if people ever decorate for that. I'm in New Hampshire, so people are like blasting Queen over over their speakers in the parking lot. It's a little intense here. All right. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so she ordered this wreath. She wanted the wreath I have on my front door, which obviously can't sell. But I did tell her that I'm going to get this wreath, but I'm going to zhuzh it up a little bit. I just wanted it to be a little bit special for her. Well, I want it to be more special for her because it wasn't her first choice. So I am going to just plug in some light greens. Yeah, Maggie, I definitely would. What kind of signs do you make? Are they wood or are they metal? Hey, Verlene. Nice to see you. Hey, Crystal. How are you? We are zhuzhing up a wreath. I had made this wreath last year and it did not sell. And it did sell over the weekend. But I want to just add to it a little bit. And whenever I have a wreath that is from like the previous year, I always go through it again and make sure I re-glue and I do the UV spray, all that good stuff. Hi, Cammie. How are you? Oh, Maggie, you do wood. Okay, that's cool. So they're like those wood rounds, right? People make good money off of those. And they're very versatile. Mallory at Our Lady of Wreaths, like that's not her only thing she does, but I think she sells a lot of those. And she does it so you can like swap things out and get 4 seasons with them. And it's double-sided. So like the price seems, I'm not going to say high, but when you think about an entire year's worth of decor on your front door, I think the pricing is like spot on. So the spray is it's this Krylon UV spray, and I get it at Michael's on sale. So I have it linked on Amazon, but it is like $15, and somebody said it's because when they ship, because they're shipping something that, I don't know, could blow up or something. It's much higher if you get it shipped to you. So I would go into a store. I've also heard Walmart has it even cheaper than Michael's. I have not checked that out, but definitely worth looking at. I mean, Walmart has great, I usually go to Home Depot for spray paint, but Walmart has a really great selection too. All right. So the wreath on my front door right now that the woman wanted, it had magnolias on it, just magnolia leaves and like the big seed, and I just don't have any more. The birds keep trying to move into it, and I keep taking it down and taking the nest out, because if I don't and she lays eggs, then I can't move my door, and I can't take photos for like over a month, I think. So I tried to give her the wreath whatever day, Thursday or Friday last week. I took it off the door and I just put it down like where there was a shrub, and I had it kind of covered, but she didn't like that. So I'm not going to be too surprised if she comes back. I'm sure she doesn't want to be on the ground. But for anybody who's trying to keep birds out, in addition to Michael's is not the place. Oh, somebody's got a lot of time. All right. Thanks, Maggie. See, this is like why I think that a private group is nice, because you don't have to deal with this. If I had my computer, it's so much easier to kick people out. And I could also make you, on a regular computer, I could make you a moderator. I can't on my iPad. My iPad from like 1970. Well, not really, but so back to your question, Amanda. So what this does is it basically protects, you know, your greenery, your florals, your ribbon from all the sun damage. So like the sun is going to eat away at things, and especially greenery. Once the sun really hits it, it just turns blue, and then the whole thing looks really artificial. So I apply this to all of my wreaths and ribbons before they go out. So I just take it and I spray it for a good like 30 seconds or so. If somebody tells me they live in like a really sunny area, or that their door gets like so much sun that their other wreaths melt, I'll go and do like a lot more. I'll go and do this like 2 or 3 times, and I'll also double up or triple up on on the spray. I look like someone's English teacher. That's hysterical. I don't know if anybody is in Julie Samako's Success Circle, but we did like a book club this morning at 9:30, which I'm not really up and running that early on a Monday, but I will for Julie. But it was really good. We're going over this book called, I think it's like, think like a, oh my gosh, I really look like someone's English teacher. That is so funny. Okay, well, I hope you liked her. I hope she was a nice teacher. I can't remember the name of the book right now, but it's basically about, you know, like manifestation and, you know, stories of people who just, with their level of determination, were able to succeed in unlikely scenarios. Modern boss, you're killing me. All right, so now I'm going to go in with some ruscus. And start to move this around and make sure I've got everything balanced. Yeah, I love seeing familiar names from people who are in Julie's group, because I've been in the Success Circle for years. I went to Wreath Makers Live in 2021 and like was able to meet her and Damon and Parker. Parker showed me how to turn on my Shopify, because I literally couldn't figure it out, and he was like, you could hit activation. I'm like, well, that's why you guys do so well, because you're so smart. Thank you very much. Modern Boss, what is your first name? If you don't mind me asking. I mean, I like your account name. What? All right. Hi, Adam. There we go. It's all friendly, Adam. I mean, would you say WTF to your English teacher? Maybe. All right, so I'm just flipping this around because I want to make sure everything is being evenly distributed. I like to put the ruscus on the outside. And like, also I like it when it's kind of going into the center because it's just so airy. And I think that gives it that natural, like, woodland look. Adam would not have said WTF to his English teacher because she would have killed him. It was 10 years ago. Good to know she left such an impression on you. So because this whole wreath is all greenery, I'm definitely going to put more than one application of the UV spray because once this does turn, it's like if this whole thing turned blue, it's going in the trash. So can't do that. I'm not going to put flowers on this. This is just an all greenery wreath. Most wreaths I do use flowers. This is kind of like a year round for that in between winter and spring where like you don't want your Christmas wreath up, but you don't want to put your spring one out yet. That's what I do. So I still have that up. I'm not quite ready to put a spring wreath up. It's a coming though. And I don't know if anybody saw, I did a lot. Oh, well, Maggie, I know you did because you got me off the call to go drink wine because you're like my best friend. That wreath that I made during the live, when I brought it to that like branding shoot, you know, like, so every year I try and do like headshots, not every year. I'm going to try and do it annually. I did it last year. I did it this year. She had me like lay down with my head resting in the wreath. So I'm like, well, I guess I own this now because I can't sell it with my, you know, after my head's been in it. So that will be my new spring wreath. It was not intended to be, but that's how it worked out. And I think it'll be fun anyways. It's a fun memory. Yeah, Maggie, I was on the call on time. Usually I'm not. It's like that woman knows her priorities. She just gets me. And I forgot, this woman mentioned that she needs it to measure, sorry about my head blocking everything. She needs it to be about 24 inches. Yeah, okay. We're at 25, so we're good. I usually estimate that my wreaths are going to be about 22 inches. So they're built on an 18-inch frame, but that's usually how far I build them out. And I know some people use like 14-inch frames and can build them out just as much, so. But 18 inches is my sweet spot. And I know some places they sell 16-inch. They don't sell that around here. They used to sell 20-inch. That was also a good one, but 24 is just like, that's for a really big door or a barn. I don't make those unless it's custom ordered because I just don't know that it's a general or like a frequent need of people. See, these full wreaths just drive my OCD crazy because I feel like everywhere I look, it's just not 100% balanced. Let me grab some ficus. Hello, Bernadette. Thanks so much, Adam. And I hope you got good grades in English, okay? I'm going to give you an A for today. Oh, and have fun talking to your ex. So funny. It's hard to gauge when people are like being fresh or not. I wasn't sure about him, but he was nice. Hey, Rye, I'm on a live if you want to say hello. Did any of the color come out?
Yeah.
Oh, good. My daughter had her first experience of somebody dyeing her hair the wrong color. And if you've been there, it's like the worst feeling. So right now she's gonna have to get it lifted. So they did their first treatment today. So it, I think cost her like $96 originally. It's gonna be like another $300 or $400. Maggie, yep, just stocked up on 14 and 18. I got one case of 14 because I've noticed for people that have like either those older homes or those salt box homes where they have like a side door and then the front door, the side door is small. So I've had quite a few requests for like a coordinating wreath, but it's got to be smaller. Uh-oh, Sonia's here. Turn it up. All right, don't, you want to, you can show Steve. This is Steve. All right, Riley. Ever notice that kids only want to be around you like when you're on the phone or something? So for the membership thing, I had to, or I didn't have to, but I got to like create what the badges look like. So like if you're new, you get a certain badge. After a month, it looks like one thing, and 6 months. But I got to create my own emojis. So I had 5, and the 5th one was like, it was like Steve, but it limited me to 4. So there will be a Steve emoji. I don't know what, you'll be expressing with that because he's a very angry little dog, but he loves me. But he's got some anger issues. So Sonia, what is up? How have you been? You always give me a good laugh. Did anybody do any crafting this weekend? Like any special projects? I literally sat at the computer all weekend. Not the most exciting, but Sonia's been busy with life, yes. Time just goes by so quickly now. It's crazy to me. Oh, you redid your craft from Maggie? Was it like organizing or like moving stuff around? How deep did you go with the craft room? Oh my gosh, a tiny house. I know, I used to think about getting like a she shed, but I realized like I would be afraid at night to go from a she shed to my house because I'm just such a baby. Like maybe if I had my shepherd, my Jackie boy that I lost with me, I'd be fine, but without him, no. I still like jump on my bed because I feel like there's alligators under there. So little insight into my high level of paranoia, possibly immaturity as well. Let's see. On Fridays, I always try and give my workshop like a nice, thorough clean. Because everything gets like so out of order, and oftentimes when that happens, I don't know where my inventory is, and I might like buy something that I really don't need, and that's the worst feeling. piece. Definitely PTSD from glue. I totally feel you on that. Let's see. Put it here. Your janky finger now. It does. It immediately blisters, and there's not much you can do about it. It's awful. But I also can't imagine not using high temp glue, because I feel like when somebody tells me that their wreath melted, I'm like, well, your sun cannot be anywhere near as hot. The sun can't be that hot. I mean, it could be magnified with like a storm door, but for it to actually have your wreath melt means most likely it wasn't high temp glue. I think we all get it. I mean, I think if you haven't been burned, are you even doing it right? Are you even a wreath maker if you haven't had a severe burn? Turn one of your guest rooms into a craft room. So much to purge. I know. I do a purge once a year. I wanted to do like a de-stash shop on Etsy, and I don't know what I did wrong. I tried it twice and it like kept shutting me down. So I don't know if I need it to be like listed as a decor shop, but I don't know how to say, like, it's not like I'm partnering up with anybody, because it wants to know, like I don't know, Michael's. Like, I have so many bicycle wheels. You know when you see something and you just think like, oh my gosh, I'm so on to the next best thing. I got all these bicycle wheels. It's ridiculous. And I want to get rid of them because I haven't touched them in forever. And so I just want to sell them off, but Etsy is not letting me, and I don't want it in my store, like in my Etsy shop now, because I feel like it's too conflicting with what I'm really there to sell. Oh, Maggie, you will absolutely master this. But like, that's why I rarely do these online, because I know what happens to me is I get way too stuck on everything being perfect, and it's just not realistic. But the one we did on the live last week came together pretty easily. And that was like less than an hour. So I was so glad that it was so lush, since I had to lay my head on it. It's like, oh, this is kind of comfy. Yeah, I don't know when, but I was talking about how when we start crafting, we like take over the whole house. It's so hard not to. Like, the wreaths are hanging from all the doors. And when I first started, I was sharing an office with my husband, and all I had was like a little table from Hobby Lobby. And that's what I worked on. And like a few months in, he like gave me the talk, which was basically like, you need to move out and you need to go into the basement. So the basement at the time was not finished. It wasn't finished for like 3 years. So it wasn't very pretty down here, but I was able to spread all my stuff out, which was good. But oh my gosh, I was always trying to make like a set, like I got like the fabric backgrounds and all that stuff, and I just did not work. I'm not vegan, but I have a friend who's a vegan baker. She runs a business called You'll Eat It and Like It, and her vegan goodies are so good. And she's like, just because it's vegan doesn't mean it's necessarily like low in calories. She makes some really good like cookies and stuff. Cookies, pies, and she's made some like meat pies that are vegan, and they're so good. Oops, pulled that too hard. Yeah, she's totally like opened my eyes to vegan cooking. Plus, she's hysterical. You'll Eat It and Like It is probably one of the best names. Okay. I'm going to take a step back because I can tell I'm getting carried away. See. Tree hugger. We have a shopping mall here in New Hampshire, like a shopping plaza, and in it it's got Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, and REI. And I'm like, I bet every hippie just flocks here and they could just chill all day because it's like their place. How old's your granddaughter? So Sonia needs me to combine wreath making and crime. I can do my best. I do like to be a good detective. That would be my job. Are you leaving? Where are you going? Okay, love you. Be careful, please.
Love you.
Love you too, hon. I said love you. Yes, I did. This kid's trying to make me look bad. I get into them sometimes, but like the crime shows, but sometimes they freak me out. But I do love investigations. At my last job, I'd have to do like internal investigations, and I was like always so into it, and I always loved meeting with like professional investigators. I think it's fascinating. Narcissism is so real and predominant. It is scary because you don't see it coming. Like that's the scary thing about it. And this isn't like a sexist comment whatsoever, but I feel like you usually hear about males being narcissists, but I don't hear a lot about women. And I don't know if it's just like one of those things that, you know, like people just don't talk about it as much, just like sexual harassment. They, you know, people don't always acknowledge that men get sexually harassed when they do. Narcissists blame everyone else and they gaslight. And the gaslighting is so confusing. And that's how they get the upper hand. Like I listen to, some woman does a podcast and it's specifically about narcissists and how like literally like don't even try and reason because there is no reasoning. Thanks, Vanessa. I know, I think I probably have to stop because but like I just keep seeing things. All right, maybe just like one or two pieces more. I really don't think I like am capable of making small things anymore. Like I just go over the top. Gaslighting is so real, and the worst thing is like you might know what's happening, but you can't even put your finger on like what was just said. Like, does that ever happen to you when someone's like, they say you said something and you're like, I don't think so, but you're so confused at that point? Gotta teach you. Yeah, I think they're gonna grow up knowing about that. There's gonna be a lot more awareness around it, and like I think women need to protect themselves. Obviously, if men do too. But like I hope, girls struggle with confidence, and I would just hate to think like I could totally see like a narcissist taking advantage of that, and that would just be disgusting. Are you watching a specific show on narcissism? Because I would totally want to watch that. But like if you go through like the DSM, like the diagnostic manual, you know, for that, you know, you have to see like how many boxes are checked that somebody does have like that particular mental illness. Like there have been people that I've been like, check, check, check. Warning, warning, this person is a narcissist. You usually don't see it coming. All right, I'm just gonna get some more of this on the outside. Is that on Netflix? The Adelson Family. Are you on YouTube? Okay. I was watching one called Can I Tell You a Secret on Netflix? Oh, interesting. You only watch YouTube. Yeah, there was one on Netflix and it was called Can I Tell You a Secret? And it's basically like these three like beautiful girls from the UK. They, you know, were living their best life. They were putting a lot of stuff on social media and I don't want to spoil it, but like basically they got stalked and harassed because there was enough information out there that someone could, you know, really, really harass them. So if you want to watch it, I don't want to spoil it for you. If you're not going to watch it, I'll tell you. So it was a good show, but it was like, or series, but it was too slow moving for me. So I watched the first episode and then I Googled it because I couldn't hang in there anymore. Sometimes you just got to know when to call it. Yeah, so these girls, they were like, I don't know if they were like socialized, but they were very popular, very, very beautiful, and they, you know, they just had very interesting lives. And it got to a point where people or who, you know, whoever was harassing them and stalking them knew enough to connect all the dots. Like they could Facebook friend like her uncle and tell her something. One of the girls, her stalker, basically inappropriately messaged her friend's dad, and then the dad responded with like a flirtatious message in response. So like their lives are being like ruined by this, all by something that, you know, like you don't really think all the time about who's actually watching. There you go. They're so odd. There should just be a button for like, this person's annoying. Instead of making me answer like 3 questions to have somebody leave. Okay, I have to stop her. This woman's gonna need a bigger door. So again, I do like to put the ruscus pointed down. What are you asking why, Sonia? I got sidetracked. Oh yeah, no. I think I can also do like just subscribers only. lives. I just feel like then like new people, like then you kind of like are at a standstill and you don't have new people coming in, which I do want. So it's kind of like the price you gotta pay. Okay. Oh no, I'm not being stalked. There's a Jerry. Hi Jerry. There's a Netflix series about these girls that were being stalked because they'd put so much on social media that the stalker like knew everything. And you know, one of the girls even had her best friend answer the phone and he knew the best friend's name like immediately and called her it. It's really freaky. There goes one dog. Let's see how many others are triggered. Oh. I think Wise asking that he's still here because I was talking about annoying people. I will say there is somebody that I think I did. It must have been, obviously it was an accident, but I kicked out somebody that was like not a troll, and she called me out on it. I'm like, I'm really sorry. I'm like, when you're trying to like talk and do stuff, and then you also have to deal with that, it's distracting. But you know what I can do, Maggie, if you were up for it, is next time I'm on a computer, I can actually have you as like just a permanent moderator. Because if you're on a computer, it's super easy. You can either put them on in timeout or you can just like kick them out. When I'm on my iPad, I have to answer like there's a whole slew of reasons why you're kicking someone out. And so I just put like harassment and then it says like who are they harassing, you or someone else, and it gets reported. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Okay. Again, distracted. Okay, perfect. I will do that, Maggie. If you don't mind, don't feel like you need to. Someone did it for me a few weeks ago and it was so helpful because then you're just focused on the people that are like actually interested. Like you don't have to want to make a wreath. You just need to be a normal person, not be rude. That's all. All right, so I'm going to the back of the wreath. I'm trimming any stems that are going through. In-laws and outlaws. Okay, Sonia has a good show. In-laws and outlaws, ABC 2020. Okay. It's good because this chat gets like saved so I can go back and look. Because I'm always looking for good TV shows. I binge watch Gordon Ramsay. It's like it's not even a guilty pleasure. I love him. He's so funny. All right, thanks, Maggie. I appreciate it. You'll have to get a special badge for that. Maybe you should get your own emoji for being the original member. I'll make a Maggie emoji when I can, whenever YouTube lets me make more. Some of the videos on there are not like edited yet. I have a college student who's going to be helping me because I just cannot help but like you always see me like turning the camera on and off. I just can't edit. So I have called in an inexpensive assistant. If you got a question, let me know. What's the question? We're all waiting. All right. See, I love this Surebonder. So like this is good for definitely like a whole, well, almost a whole glue stick. I take it to workshops and it's so easy to work with. Yeah, Jerry, it's open. It's open. I did a bunch of videos. I'm going to do a lot more, but I think there's like 8, 9, 10. I don't know. I did a bunch of videos. So some are tutorials. Some are bow making. Some are just chatting. We would all have so much fun together. Yeah, and so we're going to do, for anybody who's interested, in the membership group on March 27th, we're going to do like a virtual workshop. And trying to think, if people wanted to do it over Zoom, we could, but if anybody doesn't want to do it over Zoom, then we'd have to just do it like with this format. I'd rather be able to see people, but not everybody wants to jump onto another platform. So if you go, Jerry, if you go to the community section where there's posts, I did a post that said like we're open and the link is on there. And I think you just click on it. I mean, I signed up for somebody's subscription and it was like super easy. My credit card must already be in YouTube. But it's $4.99 a month. Didn't want it to break the bank. I'm just calling it my like camera GoFundMe. But yeah, I'll definitely be looking for feedback. So if there are things that you guys want to do or see, like just please let me know. Because there's really there's no rules, there's no structure. So we can make it whatever we want to. All right, so now I'm going to go back and I'm going to glue the roots. So when I do this, it is, oh, you have to, okay. So Maggie could do the unlimited Zoom call if we wanted. That's cool. I had it for a while. It's so annoying when you have to like jump off at the 50-minute mark. Like I do mentoring and every time we have to jump off, I'm like, this is just so silly. Get over your hot gluophobia. It's just move. Like I would never make wreaths in flip-flops. I get real nervous when my dogs go under. I have a dog that has like super puffy hair, and I pet her head once and there was dry glue on it. And I'm like, thank goodness you have all that fur and it did not burn you. Maggie speaks 4 languages. She is very, very smart. Let's see. All right, so since this is a year-old wreath, I am gonna re-glue everything at the base. This gets messy as far as glue strings go. So if you have to do this, I would definitely like take the hairdryer to it. But I'm also going to take this outside because I feel like outdoor lighting is like the truest way to find glue hairs or glue strands. This also gives me a good chance to like go through everything again. So I'm going to put the hairdryer on it and then do the UV spray. I'm going to ship the bow separate. Number. Is that for the greenery, Maggie? How'd you come back? Why? I'm actually intrigued by this. Give you your money back. You came back just to say that. Kind of disappointed. Again, impressed that you're back, though. Give him one more chance to say something entertaining. Cool. Well, if Y works at YouTube, he needs to be a little busier. Thank you, Joanne. This is a wreath I made last year, so I just kind of like zhuzhed it up and added some more greenery to it because it's sold. And then I'm just reinforcing the glue. If Y comes back, I really might believe that he's, yeah. This is intriguing. He's been kicked out 3 times. Oh, well, thanks for finding us, Joanne. We have an occasional troll. All right. Let's not bother. Not give it the air it doesn't deserve. Yeah, I know. The first time it happened, I was like thrown for a loop because it hadn't happened, and then it was like a bunch happened at once, but yeah, 100% right. Hey, Ashley. So, Joanne, are you a crafter? And if so, what do you like to do? Oh, that's something. Are those spicy? All right, let me grab that bow. All right, guys. So I'm gonna end up boxing this up in a 12 by 12 box. And I'm just gonna tie up the tails nice and neat. And just check the bottoms. They're all nicely cut. All right, so I'm just gonna tie these up. These tails are like between 2 and 3 feet. Oh, you're in Boston? All right, I'm from Mass. Now you're up at the Finger Lakes? Very nice. I've never been to Vermont. I know they've got good sites and good breweries. Thank you, Jerry. Yeah, I think it looks like I'm just gonna douse that with the UV spray. All right, next I have to make 2 bows for somebody's topiary, and they're not gonna be huge. Because they're small topiaries on somebody's porch, so I just want them to be like a little added pop of color, but not have it take over. Oh, awesome, Jerry. I'm glad it looks balanced because I struggle with that. So these ribbons from Amazon, even though I love them, they come in with different patterns. So like, this is what I was supposed to get, and none of these are the same. This is actually going out to a friend, so I'm just gonna pick what I think is most similar. But yeah, they sent me another pack, and only like one of the rolls was even decent. They did not look like they were supposed to. Let's see. Yep, so March 27th, we're going to do the virtual workshop. And if anybody is interested, they could also buy a kit, and there's going to be a video. So you can do either one. And I know somebody bought 2 because they couldn't decide which color, which I think is hysterical. But I think I can get them both in one box. So I need to refund some shipping on that one. I don't like paying for shipping. I don't want anybody else to either. If we can avoid it. Let's see what else I have. Oh, you know what? I actually have one here. Okay, hopefully this is going to be enough. I'm going to use the Easy Bow Maker. All right, let's think this through. So let's have a tail on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to slide this through the dowel. And let me see how much I have before I get going. Oh, those are all the cabbage roses from Pioneer. Thank you. I have them in almost every color. They're so beautiful. Like, I love these. These go great with like hot pink. But like the whites are pretty for like wedding work. And they have, I think they have about 20 different colors. I just did a Pioneer order this morning, so I got a few different things. Let's see. So far, these tails are, what is my thing? All right, so it's 13 inches. Hey, Tanisha. I wanted to thank you because the bow sold. And you know how much it sold for? 42 bucks. So I feel like I owe you a commission or something, but I went and I steamed it and then I stuffed it, and it's going to be going out today. So it's a big one. But thank you. So I ended up going and buying more of that ribbon. And then I did just get it in plain blue and plain red. I figure if you offer both, then it doesn't really matter. I mean, that's a good price for a bow, I think. Hey, Cindy. Let's see. You did a basket for spring. There's the craft from. Nothing is worse than when like you think you're done, and then all of a sudden like you're like, nope. All right. So I'm going to cut this tail just to make sure it's even. I love how you guys, your names jump out. Tanisha's name jumps out more. Maggie, why doesn't your name jump out? Or Tanisha, do you know why your name is highlighted? Because it's so easy to see you. And you're using your emoji, so I got to make my own emojis. And I made an emoji of Steve the dog, but it only let me do 4. So Steve the dog is coming. But we can make emojis for whatever we want. I think if George joins, we'll make an emoji just for George of like a top hat. Yeah, so Tanisha, Maggie joined too, but her name is not highlighted like yours. Maggie, can you access the emojis like she's got? Hold on, let's see. Interesting. I don't even think you have an emoji. I think that you... Oh, it's your badge. Yeah, Maggie, you should have a badge as a new member. I wonder if it's like a notifications thing. Yeah, we gotta get that straightened out for you. Because I love the way Tanisha's looks. And then what happens is when people are here for like 1 month, it's gonna change. I think I need to make the colors a lot different though, because I did all shades of pink. And so it might not stand out like I wanted it to. Oh, that's fun. Okay. So yeah, Tanisha, what do you think of the price? I thought that was like great, and it sold really quick. I don't think that's been on for like more than a week. So that tells me that there is going to be a market for it. So I went back to Craft Outlet and ordered more. All right, so this, let me just think this through because this is going on a topiary. It's not going to be big. And I wanted it to just go like wide. Oh, awesome. I know I never sold just bows. And I don't know, it's been like a weird spring. I can't say that I've been like super busy. But what is selling is either things like this with, I've been saying it wrong the whole time, but cinoiserie. I left a whole syllable out before. So this is selling, and then just the straight bows. And then the person who bought the vote bow wanted my wreath on my front door, which obviously isn't for sale. So she bought this one instead. So we just like zhuzhed that one up because that's from last year. Hey, Leslie. How dare you be late? So the membership it's $4.99 a month. And basically there are member perks, which are going to include doing like private live tutorials. Obviously, there's still going to be tutorials because not everybody wants to join, and that's like totally fine. There'll be live tutorials. There's a private library that I've been working on. I think that library right now is really great for beginners. There's a few things for people who are more seasoned, but then I also have videos that won't upload because they took so long because they were like bigger projects. So I have to get that ironed out. But there will be things for people at all different stages of designing. And I'm going to do like floral arrangements too. So yeah, if you go on the community page, it has the link. And see, like, if you look at Tanisha, she's got like a badge and she's highlighted. Maggie, for some reason, isn't. So she's going to look into that right now because everybody should. have that once they sign up. All right, so it's going to drive me nuts. So I want just a little bit more of this. I'm going to take the tail out. Yep, so Leslie, if you just go to like my page and go, just go to that post, the link is right there. Maggie is the OG. She's the first one to join, but for some reason, the badge and the highlighting is not coming through. Maggie, feel the love, even if your name's not highlighted. We got all the love for you. All right, so I took the tail out because I'm really limited with how much ribbon I have here, and I want to have, you know me, I like that button. So Leslie, this is from Amazon, and it comes in a 6-pack, and it's really inexpensive. It's like $20, and it's all mix and match. But what I found out was that it's not consistent. So I had ordered some just to get like this specific pattern, and it sent me like other things. So and then they sent another one that like it's not even close to these, so it's going back. But yeah, and they don't come on dowels, which like underwhelms me, but they are selling. These bows are selling, and wreaths that are blue and white are selling. So I think the word that I can finally pronounce is cinoiserie. Riri, hi. Hello. All right. So I'm going to take my floral wire. You might be. Hey, Monica. How are you? Oh, thanks for joining. I'm just kind of like gabbing while I get some orders ready to go out today. It's always a race against like the UPS guy because sometimes he's earlier than he's supposed to be. And I don't want to make him come back, so. All right. Okay, so this is just a simple bow. I'm going to make 2 of them, so I just got to remember we're at the 4-inch and the 3-inch mark. I'm not going to spread the loops out because I actually want them to just go side to side. Hey, Carolyn from Georgia. How are you? Thanks for coming on. Making a couple bows right now. The channel is about, it's like for crafters. We make wreaths and bows, arrangements, things like that. Oh, look at Leslie. This is fascinating. You're like killing Maggie right now. If you sign up during a live, like look at that. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Leslie coming in on fire. Awesome. I'm glad you joined, but that's like I'm so excited to see all that. That was so cool. Maggie, we got to figure it out. We got to celebrate you. Tanisha, just like quit and just keep signing up lives. Oh. I wish I like knew how that happened so I could like do it for you. Okay, so I'm gonna match the tails. So I'm gonna slide this through the dowel. Sorry, I have it pointed down. All right, how's that view? Okay, so I slid it through the dowel and I'm gonna measure out 4 inches. This is not a big bow. It's only got 5 loops. Leslie, that is awesome. I feel like Maggie's so good, like, with computers, too. So, like, of all people to not have it work, I just don't get it. Leslie, did you have to do anything to turn on your badge? Or Tanisha? You guys look so cute. I love it. I love the pink and green. All right, so I did a 4-inch. Now we're going to do 3-inch. Leslie, you're getting in trouble. Maggie is salty. Okay, so Tanisha didn't do anything to turn it on. Maggie, I wonder if I have to. I can always, maybe I can, like, I don't know, boot you and refund you and have you go back, but then you wouldn't be the first person either. Register on your phone. Leslie, did you do it on your phone? So I don't know if people are on Instagram, but this is going to Marissa from Fiddlin' Around the House. Oh, Chrissy. Oh my gosh. Welcome. Chrissy. Chrissy, just to fill you in, this is not working for Maggie, and she was the first one to sign up, and and she is not happy. Because Leslie just signed up and the same thing happened. It's like a whole party. Oh my God. Welcome, Chrissy. Thank you for joining. If Maggie sends you a private message, don't open it. All right, I'm going to dovetail the ends of this. So each tail, I'm just going to fold it in half. Maggie is mad at all of us. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to cut it up at an angle. Yeah, we do love Maggie. We're sending you love, Maggie. A salt emoji. You've got it. As soon as it gives me more, I will do it. Oh. We'll get it straightened out. All right. I know, Maggie. I don't, it's, you know, you got right in there, you signed right up, and you've somehow been slighted. I do not understand it. This makes me want to stay on lives just to see when people sign up. Yeah, the bow is cute. So Marissa from Fiddlin' Around the House, she does a lot of decor with like the chinoiserie. So she is doing on her porch, she's got like the, you know, like the ginger jar, but it's a base for her topiaries. So this is going to coordinate with them, but I didn't want to make them big because I didn't want to detract or have it be like too busy. Maggie is up for the challenge. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist the wire real tight. And then I am going to clip it. And I'm going to zip tie it. All these things that are just shipping out as bows, I am adding a zip tie. Just because I worry about the mechanics. All right, so I'm going to put it right over where the wire is so that you don't see it. And I'm using white so it blends in. There's something with these zip ties. They do not work. I got like a bad batch. And I don't want to use the brown ones because I don't want it to show. Okay, this one works. I love doing workshops because like, shockingly, not everyone uses zip ties. And so I like, when I first started doing it, it was so quiet. And I'm like, ladies, I know you're not zip tying. I would hear it. And I would just call them out. I'm like, everybody just grab a zip tie and just do it once. Let's get the zip ties going. And then after that, like if you used a lot of zip ties, you got praised. Like you were like the star of the class if you used like 16 zip ties on one wreath. Hello, Andrea. Andrea is our friend who we did an unboxing with wedding flowers, and that was for Andrea. And she got her arrangement. And Andrea, what did your mom think? Tell the class. Andrew's talking about a Disney centerpiece. I think we're going to be doing something for her daughter's room, which she has the most beautiful kids I've ever seen. Do not tell my own daughter that. All right. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue to make sure that the head of that zip tie isn't going to like poke anybody. And I'm going to grab some chenille stems. Try and find some that match. Let's see. 2. No, it's not a class, and you're allowed here anyways, Andrea. Let's see. So Andrea says it was literally her bridal bouquet, and her mom thought she like bought her. Would she think they were live? But she thought it was like she recognized that the arrangement looked just like her wedding bouquet. So it had cascading orchids, roses, ranunculus. I know they do go fast, but I think that's also because it's high temp glue. Like I get mine on Amazon, like subscribe and save, because I do go through them so quickly. And it adds up. What's even worse is if you have like the half size Gorilla Glue sticks, those are gone as soon as you put them in your glue gun. It drives me nuts if I buy them by accident. All right, so I'm just putting this in so that Marissa can just attach these to her topiaries. Yeah, definitely do jumbo on auto delivery. I do them in packs of 4. I think there might have been like a discount. I'm guessing that's why I picked that number, but that's what I also do with like my shipping tape. Not my boxes. Let's see. Zip ties are on it. Like certain supplies are on the auto. All right, so I'm gonna put some tissue paper in here. Maggie, I hope this makes up for it. Okay. Because Maggie likes the sound of the tissue paper, so even though her name is not highlighted with a badge like it should be, this one's for you. All right, so I'm just gonna add a little bit in each. I'm adding a piece in each. That way I do not have to worry about how they're gonna arrive. That's right, Maggie. You feel the love. You got nothing but love for you. So I know the tissue paper is kind of like an extra expense that you could skip, but I just think that it's worth it for it to arrive like that. I will say when I ship wreaths, I have like a care card to tell people to take it out because I have gone to clients' homes like to deliver like something else, and the tissue paper is still in the wreath on their front door, and I'm like, that was temporary. Stepping over this. What are people working on right now? Because I think once I'm done orders, I need to do some, I feel like I need to do something a little out of the box. I'm not sure what that is yet, but I'm feeling colorful today. And I have some like interesting like texture pieces that I just have not been using. So I wanna maybe even build around that. Usually it's the other way around, but it's all right, Andrea, we're working. We are working. Your husband built those? That's amazing. I think someone in town had posted on Facebook that he did woodwork, so he did 2 of them, and then the third one's from Etsy. But it's so nice having them out on display, don't you think? Oh, Andrew's working while I'm working. Well, I'm sure your boss would love to know that you're on here. So my friend Brian, who soups up my wreath stands, he's thinking about selling them, but the price point was kind of high, so I don't know. It was like $200, and I'm like, I just don't know, because I did find like a good Etsy shop that makes them, and they're also on Amazon. It's the same place, but it's a lot more expensive on Amazon, but I linked it just to link it. Oh, he makes your wreath stands too, Maggie? I love my husband, but he does not do anything mechanical or like with his hands. You are very lucky. Yeah, same, the shelf. The one that I use for workshops, he put like a really wide one in, so it's good because when I'm working, I can put like my bouquet of flowers that I'm working with or whatever it is on it. This one, it's only like, it's not even a foot deep, but the other one he made is much better. I think I'm gonna bring that one down here and paint it the same color as the wall and hope that like you won't be able to see the stand as much, because I know things in the background throw everything off. Maggie, when your husband starts selling, do you want to let everybody know? Because I've had so many questions about my wreath stands, my easel, but they're all like clearance finds at Home Goods, so like I can't help anybody. I do look every time I'm in one now, just in case anybody's in my area. Hey, random stuff. We made some bows. We're working on a wreath, and now we're gonna get ready to ship these. I like the name. All right, so these little bows are gonna go in an 8x8. They have those at Joann's, huh? Yeah, Maggie, if there's anything I can share with the group, I know there's like a huge market for it. I have a table stand, but I don't know, I like to just stand up. My tape is super noisy, so I apologize in advance. Sorry. I doubt you like this sound, Maggie. All right. All right, so we're gonna put some tissue paper in. You know what, I'm gonna give these a quick UV spray. Quick. Do you really like the sound? Maggie, this is one of the ribbons I showed you earlier. So I think as a big bow, it looks nice. And then this is one of the Amazon ones. And this is too. So they're all pretty random what you get. Okay, we're gonna put this in here. All about presentation. Yeah, Tanisha, I did one of those shoe racks, but you really like, everything falls off it pretty easily. Hey, Jerry! Oh my goodness. This is so exciting when people join on the live. Welcome, Jerry. Thanks so much for joining. Yes, Maggie, I'm pretty positive that was Craft Outlet. If you don't see it, let me know. Jerry, I don't know if you were on when we were talking about it, but Maggie was the first one to sign up, but for some reason she doesn't have a badge and she doesn't have any of the frills. She is not happy about it. No matter what I'm shipping, I always do a care card, because in addition to like instructions, a lot of these don't apply, but there is a part about showing support by leaving a review. So I like to do that. Andrew, if you go to the community section, there's a link to sign up if you're interested. Are you gonna start making wreaths with me? I would love that. All right. And the other thing is, I think I already put a business card in there, but if you're sending something to someone that you know is like really supportive of small business, or I don't know, if you have somebody that you think might share your card, I always think it's a good practice to put 2 in there, because it's 1 for them to keep and then 1 for them to give to a friend. Okay, let's see. This card Did I spell Marissa wrong? I think I did. It's only one R. So I like doing like the handwritten notes, but over the years, I had bad handwriting anyways, but at this point, it's like, it looks like a serial killer at times. So what I did was I have my card with my logo, and then now I have it pre-printed. You know, it says, thank you for shopping small with me. I hope you love your custom design for seasons to come. And I just write their name at the top and then sign it. And that way they don't live in fear. All right. Marissa is one R, right? Does anybody know? Because if I spell this girl's name wrong again. Marissa. Somebody who knows how to spell. Yeah, okay. Leslie, I am going to come up with some type of schedule, because what I'd like to do is have a day that like you can just assume like, I mean, Mondays are not my finest day, but I am here today. I will find a day or like an evening. What works? I was going to do a poll. Like, do people want to do things daytime or like early nighttime? What works best? And we are going to do the live tutorial for the spring wreath workshop on March 27th at 6:30. And if somebody misses it, I'm also going to be recording just a straight tutorial, or if somebody's not a member, I wanted to make sure I want to make sure everybody has a tutorial if they want it. But it's going to be the exact same products that I use here. It's pretty much all Pioneer with the exception of the wreath, which is Michael's. All right, sorry for the noise. Yeah, I'll figure it out. A more regular schedule. Because I agree, I got to be more consistent. What did I do with all my shipping labels? I don't know where my shipping labels went. This whole area was so clean, and now it's just a mess over here. All right, here's one. And I did spell her name right in the end, so that's good. Let me not put her address on social media. Okay. And then we're gonna get our big bow going, and this is not a 12 by 12. Let me find the 12 by 12s. All right, so we're gonna do the 12 by 12 box for this big bow. I guess they have quiet shipping tape. I just need to find out. Binder it. All right, so UPS can be here anytime after 2, so I need to get my butt in gear, getting things packaged. Okay, does this not look like a grandma with her curlers? Totally looks like that to me. This way, even if it does shift around the box, the bow's going to be intact. The other thing, too, is if ever you have a question about shipping things, you can actually just go to FedEx, and they charge a lot to ship, but usually they're willing to give you some tips on how to ship safely. All right, let's get our top sheet. So the top sheet. There's our business card, our care card. Yeah, I hope she's happy with her shipment. It was super nice. I feel like Wreath people in general are nice, but some are just like so fun to work with. And I'm excited. I have this like huge arrangement that I made a while back, and it's very like dramatic. And so it's been kind of sitting. It's really made for like a foyer. It's not for everybody, but it actually sold this weekend. I was so excited. Okay. 2 boxes for FedEx. All right, I think I'm gonna have to jump off because I need to blow dry this and get this ready to go before FedEx shows up. But this was really fun. I'm like, thank you to everybody who joined the membership. It was so fun, like seeing it live. I feel like I want to just leave it live, like so I can see it whenever somebody does it. But I had a really fun time chatting. So thank you guys so much, and I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.